and these are twisted strands of a protein called tau. Healthy areas, you can see in here, they should be parallel, and this transports the food molecules, all necessities that you need. But twisted strands are right here. You can see that they're all twisted and they can't support the transportation of any of the molecules. So then you're losing a lot of your functions, and they can't. Yeah. But I also have a video to show how it progresses through the brain. Okay, let me just try this one more time. So I'm just going to go directly to YouTube real quick. Is it should work on here? What? The internet. This one? Oh, no. Is it console ball the first one?
Yes. Yeah.
This one? That's a weird. Okay. Videos. Let's go to YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Jen, did you sign on this as your user? Because if you sign on as your user, it's not going to let you on.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell you then the progression, because that will work too.
You want us to edit that?
Okay. Basically, the progression of it is it starts with the short-term memories, and then it goes through. If I give you a picture of the brain, it would actually be helpful. Let me go to the previous slide. I'm going to go back to the picture of the brain because it's easier to show it. So it starts with like your short-term memories, which would be your hippocampus, which is going to be in the cerebral cortex, which is more down here. And it's going to basically take the pattern just going up this way, all the way around. So it starts more towards the bottom, and then once Alzheimer's has gone over the entire brain, it's going to be everything at the top here. So everything will be covered, and that's when you basically just lose all functions. So, okay, these are the 7 stages. You can read this, it's a mouthful, but there's 3 stages that he also made up, the same guy made up, but I want to do a more in-depth one. So stage 1 is no impairment, normal function. This is somebody who doesn't have any Alzheimer's. Like there's no symptoms, nothing. Stage 2 is normal age-related signs. So maybe like your parents, or like the brain hiccups, like you forget words or location of objects. I mean, even we have that. And it can't be detected during a medical examination. There's no way of detecting that. Early stages of Alzheimer's would be stage 3. This is when others start noticing the patient's symptoms, like trouble organizing or misplacing, but it's not as, you still can't detect it with any medical examination. Stage 4 is mild to early Alzheimer's, and this is one that a really thorough, precise medical examination, you would be able to recognize these problems, but it's still pretty hard. It doesn't really show up too well unless somebody is paying a lot of attention. Stage 5 would be the moderate to mild Alzheimer's, and this is when you have gaps in memory, you need assistance in daily activities. So some examples would be unable to remember their own address or phone number. This is when people really start noticing. They're confused about what day it is or where they are. They need help getting dressed appropriately for the weather. They do still remember important information about their family and history, and they still don't need help with the bathroom or eating or anything like that. Stage 6 would be moderately to severe Alzheimer's. So your memory gradually gets worse, and personalities may even change. So a lot of people have a loss of awareness, their surroundings. One example is my grandma. She is in a nursing home, but she didn't know she was, so she thought that she got kidnapped one time. So she ended up calling 911 from their phone, but the guys there, they know that they tend to get those calls with patients like that. So they let the nursing home know that she had done that. Another way is remembering their name, but they have a hard time with personal history. Another one's having a hard time recalling names of spouses, children. My grandma, again, she didn't know that my dad was her son. She thought that he was her brother. So, because she had a brother named Bill, and that's his name, so she got all of that really confused. And then also they may have trouble controlling bowels, so this is when they need help going to the bathroom and they need help eating. They also may have major personality changes, and they may wander and become lost. So when you go to nursing homes, you may see the people who look really confused and they're just kind of wandering around the living room or something, or a little waiting room. That's probably because their mind is drifting off. So take one. And then stage 7 is the severe or late stage Alzheimer's, and this is the very last stage. Patients lose the ability to respond to their environment completely, and they can't even carry on a conversation or control movement. So they need a lot of help for daily care, again, like eating, going to the bathroom, but they also can't even sit up with their head right, and they can't even smile to a point, and then it gets to the point where they can't even swallow or breathe, and then that's when it leads to death. So So risk factors, environmentally, would be head injuries like whiplash. It's more common in boxers, and they did a lot more slams to the head. I guess the same would be for wrestlers, football players. So that's a big one. Another one is not enough mental stimulation. People who don't use their math skills on a daily basis as they get older, they're not going to school anymore, so their brain doesn't keep up with everything. So that's a big one too. And another one is high cholesterol type 2 diabetes. And this one isn't as proven, but it's definitely a big one. You need to be healthy, and that definitely helps too. And genes, it's higher for those with affected relatives. It's even higher with those that have relatives that had early onset, so this is before the age of 60. And that's because early onset is most likely gene related, and so it's being inherited. While when you're older, it's actually probably environmental, but they don't exactly know yet. And then it's more common in females, unfortunately. So treatments and coping strategies, there aren't any drugs that can cure Alzheimer's, but some can slow down the progression of the patient's symptoms.